I came here with a broken heart that no one else could see. I drew a smile on my face to paper over me.
Hello everyone and welcome to a very sunny FAB. Glorious, even though we've had to sit in the shade because otherwise the camera doesn't work.
Filming problems. I might get a tan just here, look.
I'll be awful tan line.
It will be.
On this week's episode, we thought we would interview Naomi a little bit because Naomi is an expert in the beauty industry. She's made a very successful business out of eyebrow tattooing, HD brows, eyelashes, spray tanning, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Nails, you name it, she does it. So we thought this week, because I think a lot of what we talk about revolves around perception of beauty and
How we look on the
how we
outside.
look and what people think beauty is. So the first question I want to ask you, Naomi, is what is beauty to you?
Beauty is making the best of what you already have, and feeling good about that. So not necessarily coming in, as people do, with a picture of a celebrity and saying, make me look like this. It's going, oh, hey babe, actually, you've got great, whatever, eyes, eyebrows, bone structure, you're beautiful. Let's do this, and then you are going to look the best that you can look for yourself, rather than trying to change people to look like somebody else.
Work with what you've got.
Work with what you've got. For me personally, and I don't want to sound all cliched about it, it is an inside job. And when someone's good inside, whatever that looks like to them, beautiful inside, it really shows on the outside, and I genuinely believe that.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute because you've touched on something there that seems really true for me as well.
Okay.
But just tell us, as you were growing up, when you were young, did you feel beautiful as a child?
Did I feel beautiful? At times, yes. And then I think around 13, when it was time to get spots, and all I remember at school was, like, I hung around with a group of girls where everyone would be like, oh, they're fit, and sometimes if a lad or another girl wasn't going, oh yeah, she's fit, or she's, because you didn't say beautiful when we were at school, you said
No,
fit.
Fit.
Then yeah, it had an impact, and I definitely looked at some of the other friends in my group and felt less beautiful than them.
Okay.
100%. And not necessarily, I mean, my hair was always curly. I know it's straight today. My hair was always curly, and everyone had straight hair. And so I think I had that whole, and there wasn't a lot of mixed race girls.
No.
Everyone was white.
So maybe you felt a little bit like you were different.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I'm really tall. I've always been a lot taller than everybody else. So instead of seeing all those things as maybe positives, because they were different, and it's our differences that, you know, make us individually beautiful, as a teenager, it was definitely more of standing out and not wanting to stand out in that way, and wanting to blend in a little bit more.
Do you wish in a way that someone would have maybe encouraged those differences in you more so than they did?
Yeah, and I definitely encourage the differences in my daughter and in my son, if they ever want to sit and talk about it. I embrace them, compliment them on them, you know, not just looks-wise, not just beauty-wise, but as a whole package as a person. So I definitely wish it had maybe been encouraged a little bit more. I can't remember, I don't want to say that it wasn't encouraged when I was younger.
Okay, then if you could tell your younger self
what
anything,
would I say?
what would you say?
It would absolutely be, going back to what we've just said, work with what you've got.
Be confident with who you are.
Be confident with who you are, and get to know yourself. You don't just wake up one day and all of a sudden know yourself. It's a journey, it's a process, it changes.
Very true.
From your 20s to your 30s, and obviously as a teenager. But it would just be to just enjoy the skin you're in. And for me,
I like that. Enjoy the skin you're in.
Enjoy the skin you're in.
That's nice.
We'll have t-shirts and everything.
Yeah, pushback, Kieran's, you name it, we've got it.
To knowing yourself and looking after yourself physically, mentally, with everything you do, that's what makes you good with yourself.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes you confident, and that's what makes you beautiful.
Nice. So tell us then, how did you get involved with the beauty industry? What was it about beauty that made you think that's for me?
I just love everything about the beauty industry. I really do.
Yeah.
And there was definitely a connotation that the beauty industry was for girls that are maybe less intelligent. I'm just going to say it like it is. Hairdressing, beauty.
I think so too. I think when we were younger, for sure. Now it's seen as more of an art form and there's more to it. People are, you know, in the world of TV and stuff. But I think as we were growing up, I think that's true. People saw it as something you do if you weren't academic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with performing arts, same for me. Like anything creative was a bit like, well, they're not academic, so.
Yeah, you're not going to be a teacher or a solicitor or a nurse or a doctor.
But that wasn't true of you, though, was it?
No,
because you were
definitely
very academic.
Yeah, and I love an exam. Love an exam.
Who says that?
I love a training course.
Oh God, that is so true. Never get stuck in a training course with Naomi, because if you want lunch on time, she's still asking all the questions.
I'm like Monica and Friends. Give us a test. Give us a test. I genuinely love it.
You do.
I'm a course whore. So I definitely could have gone down the whole. Could I? Law school route?
Yeah,
Well,
you could have.
I was definitely had a newborn baby when I was sitting my GCSEs. That's
so
another
true.
story for another time. But I loved everything about beauty. I remember in year 8 or 9, we got the opportunity to go to the beauty school for the day. And I just loved everything about it.
Did you?
And I almost tried to deny that side of myself, and I did it again this year. But the beauty industry is definitely an industry that I just love and want to be part of. And I do love working with women, and that's not to say that I don't ever work with men, because I do, but it's rare. It's women orientated, it's women dominated, and that's where I thrive, and that's where I'm myself. Do you remember when we were 14, I used to do everyone's hair and makeup and then make everyone...
Pluck our eyebrows.
Yeah.
You had a beauty book, I remember.
I had
Do you
2
remember
beauty
that?
books, yeah, and I've still got them.
Have you?
And I used to make everyone... Then I used to take pictures of everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Do I remember the pictures? I don't know if I do it.
Yeah, I
God,
used to.
don't. If you ever surface any of mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Seeing his
find-
little eyebrows and blue eyeshadow, I think we used to use.
Probably. Everything about that I loved.
Is it the creativity of it? Is it the transformation of it? Is it the way people feel afterwards? What is it? You say you love everything about it. What is it, if you were to break it down?
It's the feeling good, and it's not to say it's creating new looks as well. And I think it's all an outer reflection of what's going on the inside. So you look differently one day to the next, or 1 year to the next, or 1 decade to the next, because when it comes to trends and fashion and looking and feeling good, I'm all over it and I'm all about it. And if you can help people make the best of themselves
And feel good about themselves,
yeah.
I imagine.
Who doesn't love looking at something beautiful? And that doesn't necessarily have to be beauty, but you know, you can't see, but there's an absolutely gorgeous golf course behind us. It's absolutely stunning in the sunshine. The trees are groomed within an inch of their lives. The sky's blue. Who doesn't love looking at something like that? And for me, it's the same. And when a person isn't looking their best and being radiant and making the most of themselves in whatever way that looks like for
Enjoying
themselves.
how they look, enjoying who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life just doesn't tick along the same way as when you do feel great. So for me, it's all an outer reflection of what's going on inside. And I just love helping people feel the best about themselves that they can.
Yeah.
I love looking back at pictures of my work. Actually, there was a long time when I hated looking back at pictures of my work.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think my work was good enough. And constantly sort of punishing myself for not being good enough at what I was doing.
Well, actually, I was just about to ask you about that. I was going to say, you know, we talk about everyone's perception of beauty is different. Do you think there's pressures that come with being in the beauty industry, not only for yourself, maybe to feel like you have to look a certain way, but also for other people? There must be a pressure, like you say, you feel like your work isn't good enough. people expect different things all the time, and everyone's individual likes are different. So if you were to do what you would see as the perfect eyebrow or the perfect nails, or someone else might not see it that way. Is there a pressure that comes with that?
When I'm performing a semi-permanent makeup treatment, I'll have the person in for a consultation beforehand. And there has been times when the conversation's gone in the right way, so I can say it, where I've had to say to women, I'm happy to do your eyebrows, or I'm not happy to do your eyebrows, because I think that you're thinking that having this treatment done is going to change your life in some way.
Right.
When actually it's an internal issue going on. And I can do whatever I want to their face. I can give them the best eyebrows in the world or whatever treatment it is, and they're still not going to be happy because it's something else going on, and that comes out in a consultation. I'm really honest with people, and you know, I tell them what to expect, what not to expect. And
then does that relieve the pressure for you, because you feel like you've done what you can do and you've told them and you've been honest about it?
Yeah.
What about for you then? Is there a pressure that comes with it for you? Do you feel like you have to look a certain way when you're going to work, when you're around clients that are expecting you to make them look beautiful? Do you feel like you have to look what is aesthetically beautiful?
Honestly, I think it just depends on my mood. I think that I show up in a certain way anyway.
Because that's how you are.
Because that's how I am naturally.
You enjoy doing your makeup, you enjoy,
Yeah. So I don't feel that I have to be a certain way. I think that is me naturally. Which is why I slide into the industry.
Yeah.
I do know from discussions that I've had with other people, though, that people sometimes feel a little bit intimidated coming into the salon who don't know us, because I work with 4 other girls, that can sometimes feel the pressure that they can't walk in however they want to look, which is interesting because, honestly, if you see some of us literally roll in
on a day off as well.
Yeah, like today I went in there in my gym kit, no makeup, hair in like a scruffy ponytail, and I'm totally cool with that. So everyone's going to have a perception before they get to know you anyway, and that's partly what you give off. It's partly a reflection of how they see themselves and how they see the world also. You can't be responsible for the way other people see you all the time. You can't.
That's so good. You can't be responsible for the way that other people see you. Yeah, that is so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
No matter how you look, someone's going to see you how they want to see you anyway. Yeah, good. Yeah, I like that. Sorry.
That's it. And
that was good. Good moment.
That will be a reflection of how they feel about themselves and how they see the world as well. So I'd like to think that once people get to know us and maybe get over that initial,
oh, this is how you look, this is what you do.
You can only
Are
go
you
in
gonna
there if you
judge
look
me?
that they'd understand that, we are literally there helping people to feel great about themselves, make the best of themselves. I have had to remind people or tell people that, we can do a treatment for them, but if they're thinking it's going to dramatically change their life in any way, then they're in the wrong space.
Yeah. With that, I know you and I have spoke about this a few times, and I'll never forget a time where I was struggling with my body image and the way that I looked and eating. And I remember one day, and there was a few girls around, they were like, you look great. And I remember standing there and saying, I've lost weight now, but now I need a tan. And I think then once I had a tan, I probably would have thought, but now I need to get this done. And then, because my mind was, it would never have been enough, because the way that I felt inside was, no matter what I do, there's still something that's not perfect. Is that what you're talking about when you talk about people coming in with the wrong mindset? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've felt that. I've totally felt that. Have you felt that yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, it was a surgery procedure, and I'd always wanted this done, and I genuinely thought afterwards my life will look different.
After the surgery?
Yeah, honestly thought, and I can't explain that in any other way than what I've just said it. I just thought that it was one thing in the course of life that would make my life drastically different.
Grass greener, kind of.
Yeah, grass
Okay.
greener.
Right.
And I love my boobs, but did my life change in any way? No.
No.
No, I thought there was going to
Yeah.
be this drastic change. The only other thing I can liken it to is renting a house and buying a house. There's a huge pressure on our generation to buy a property. Renting is wasted money, and. It's a whole other subject. Do I feel any differently as a homeowner to when I was renting? Really?
Now you're
actually?
in there. No.
No.
I'm the same. I feel the same.
And it's the same with the surgery. Really wanted them done. Always wanted them done. Absolutely love them. We'll probably get them done again at some point. Is my life any different or any better? No. So when people come in thinking, right, I've had my eyebrows done, so now I'm going to have my lips done, and then I'll feel better, then life will really start, then it will be great. It's anybody who comes in with that mindset is going to be sorely disappointed, and you and I can sit and talk about this.
And relate to it.
Yeah,
Relate to it wholeheartedly.
but you can't teach that.
No, God, no.
People have to walk
through
that
it.
path. Ultimately, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with a procedure or anything you want to enter into to better yourself. It is the energy that drives it,
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
and it's the fact that we realise that those things alone aren't going to make us find pure happiness with who
Yeah.
we are, or the pure beauty of who we are either.
Is there a memory or a moment that you remember where you felt most beautiful? Because I can think of times that I felt really beautiful in the sense of I've maybe gone out and thought, I look great tonight, feel great in my dress, look great, ta-da, look back on photos and look not exactly how I thought I did. And then other nights I've gone out thinking, oh, I don't feel great tonight, I'm sucking it in, like my eyeliner hasn't gone the way I want it. But you look back at photos and you're like, oh, I look really great that night. So effectively, it's all been down to how I've felt, not how I've looked. Is there a time you can remember where you think, not necessarily you look flawless, but you felt really beautiful?
Do you know, it's so funny, I've just had an OFM moment with
Oh,
you
go on.
saying that. Oh, fuck me.
Got it.
I honestly don't chase subconsciously the feeling of beauty. I'm on a happiness. Like, I will chase the feeling of happiness. And actually,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
at one point, maybe I would have associated that with how I looked and felt. And now that's almost alien to me, because I just think if you're in the moment and having a great time, and you're doing all the things consistently to make you feel good, how I look isn't impacting how I'm feeling. Like, that's a massive OFM for me in that moment. I don't even think about that anymore, genuinely.
Wow.
Has there been times when I have? There must have been. I'm gonna have to dig deep to find it. I can remember very specifically a time going out where I'd maybe felt bigger than, like, as in physically fatter than the other girls I was going out with, and feeling really yucky and horrible. But honestly, I can say it's because I wasn't looking after myself at the time.
Okay. So
And
again,
I-
it came back
and I-
to a feeling.
Yeah, and I have actually got pictures of that night. I know I haven't I hate myself on those pictures.
Because of the memory of how you felt, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Not maybe because of aesthetically, but just remembering that feeling. If Casey asked you now, Naomi's daughter, what makes her beautiful, what would you tell her?
I would say to her, you're beautiful because you've got gorgeous hair. You're beautiful, you've got gorgeous eyes. Your body is stunning. You're also funny. You're intelligent. You're really kind. You see what's going on, and you're very witty and you're sharp, and you bring a lot of joy into my life. So I would definitely empower her to know she's beautiful.
Because of
Looking
how
at her.
she is, yeah.
and then also because of who she is. And I think that it's important to do both because
How she is and who she is.
yeah, absolutely.
And also I think it's important to teach kids that they're not going to look like everyone else. You won't look like your friends,
Yeah.
but you will look like you,
Yeah.
and that's beautiful.
So Casey had a moment the other day where she's looking at a pop star at the moment, and
Okay.
she's like, "Mummy, she's so beautiful. I wish I looked like her." Literally Casey's words. And I was like, well, you might not ever look like her, babe, but you are stunningly beautiful. And also, it's really great that you can look at another girl and think that she's also beautiful
that's true.
and enjoy her for her beauty.